Our top story tonight, it's a business dealing in young, innocent victims. And now more people than ever are looking at and trading child pornography. Good evening, I'm Trish Close.
And I'm John Overall. Thanks for joining us this evening. Local children advocates say porn is like a marketplace, a market doing some very evil business. And as News 10's Natalie Morales explains, it's a business plan that's growing rapidly right here in our own backyard. Natalie?
John, back in 2005, the High-Tech Crimes Task Force out of Central Point did a little experiment. They wanted to see how many internet hits on child porn came from Josephine and Jackson County at one time. That number came out and it showed more than 400 hits. And within the last year, Sergeant Josh Moulin says those numbers keep climbing. It's nothing the officers at the Central Point Police Department haven't seen before.
This certainly isn't a new crime.
Sergeant Josh Moulin heads into the High-Tech Crimes Task Force office every day. His mission to find out what people are doing behind closed doors. And he says now more than ever, they're looking at and trading child porn.
This year it has been the largest jump that we have seen since we've been doing this for nearly 5 years.
Within the last year, Moulin says he's seen his own caseload increase by 27%. In Southern Oregon, the cases dealing with children have jumped 29%. And across the country, 1 in 3 pornography-related cases have to do with children.
Typically, we find Caucasian males, usually over the age of 30. Most of them are managerial positions or have a family.
You can't heal from abuse if you don't get help.
Marlene Mish works at the Children's Advocacy Center in Medford. She helps counsel children who have been abused.
If you can imagine that someone that you love with all your heart is the person that betrays you on such a deep level, the ramifications of that kind of betrayal for the rest of your life are pretty significant.
This is what scares her most.
It is only exacerbated by the supply and demand.
So she leaves her doors wide open, expecting more business because of a dirty business that's also growing. Both Sergeant Moulin and Mish say that when it comes to looking at child porn, for many, the fantasy just isn't enough. They say a person who just looks at it is very likely to molest or abuse a child. John, back to you.
Natalie, thank you. There are some who say looking at child porn really isn't that bad because those who do it are doing it on their own time in their own home. But the people we talked to today say if you're looking at kiddie porn, you're looking at a crime scene, and that could lead to big trouble down the road.